Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol HMNY. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've been tracking this one for a while. Why do I keep tracking this thing when all it does is go down? Well, like I said in yesterday's video, if you've traded for long enough, then you know that stocks like this that are getting beat up and beat up and beat up, there can be some very, very nice bounces. So yeah, that's why I'm keeping my eye on it, because at some point this thing is going to bounce, and it's going to bounce nicely. I have no idea when that is, and I have no shame saying that. And anybody saying they know exactly when it's going to bounce, either as inside information or they're just lying to you, because nothing can be predicted, especially in situations like this. But like I said, I'm going to keep monitoring it, because at some point there's going to be a good solid bounce. But let's get some things updated here. First update comes about from a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So in the event there is any sort of bounce that occurs next week, that first key hurdle that's going to need to be cleared is up there at 45 cents. So 45 cents, that near term kind of public enemy number one for any sort of bounce. If the price can push through there, next key level to keep an eye on is going to be that purple line, which is the 50-period simple moving average. And then just from a broad sense, by no means am I saying this is really relevant right now. I'm just pointing it out because I'm going to keep this level in play. But I put in this, downtrending trend line several days ago. So that's just, hanging out up there. But, one step at a time. And the first step is, getting not only above 45 cents, but also that purple line. And then maybe you can start to talk about potentially doing battle with that overall trend line. As far as levels of support are concerned, pretty straightforward now. I mean, there's really not much you can do other than just map out where the bleeding stopped, because maybe that is going to finally be some sort of bottom. And the price did stop bleeding right around 40 cents. So, and it went sideways. So is this a bottom? Maybe. At least it's logical at this point. I mean, if the price was just going down, 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 then, at that point, it wouldn't make sense to question that at all. But with the sideways price action, it at least makes somewhat logical sense to keep an eye on it and think, maybe this thing has finally reached the bottom here. But you got to be very careful with setups like these. They're definitely, if you don't honor stop losses or stuff like that, then you should definitely not be, trading such things like this. But like I said, longer term traders, they know that these things can bounce. So that's, like I said, why I'm watching it. So yeah, maybe that'll come next week. Overall, though, we'll see what happens. Everybody have a great Memorial Day weekend. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now, and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.